Hoi iedereen, my name is Lotta and welcome to my Nook. So today I'm gonna share 5 dark romances with you that I absolutely adore and I highly recommend you read. So the first book is the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey, also known as Stabby, which is the joke, I think. But this book is about a girl who is a serial killer and she falls in love with an FBI agent. And now it happens that that FBI agent is looking into her murderers. Murderers? Into her murders. Yes. So this is a very thrilling story and you get to know the main character more with every book because this is 5 books in one. You could also just read one book, but I wouldn't recommend it. I just would recommend you read the whole thing because once you're past the first book, you immediately want to know the rest. So, yeah. Then the second book I have is There Are No Saints. And yes, I know this is There Is No Devil. But I lent the first book to a friend of mine, so I don't have that one at the moment. But this book is about a girl who comes into contact with 2 serial killers. And since it's dark romance, you can guess that she has a romantic relationship with one of them. This one is very dark, just like the last one. So for every book that I mentioned, just check the trigger warnings because they're definitely there. Then I recommend Rhapsodic by Laura Talasa. This is also part of a series. I have still one more book to go and then I finish the entire series. So I think I have a pretty good opinion on how I'm liking this. I highly recommend this series. I really like it, but let me tell you what the book is about. So the book is about Calypso, who is a siren, and she has a very strange relationship with the bargainer. And you're probably asking, who is the bargainer? And for that, I just want to read a tiny bit of the back of the book because I think it's just written really well. So let's do that. Everyone knows that if you need a favor, you go to the bargainer to make it happen. He is a man who can get you anything you want at any price. And everyone knows that sooner or later he always collects. So I would say this book is a little bit less darker than the other books I mentioned so far. But it does have something really disturbing at the end, and I don't know if that's only for me really disturbing or if everyone finds it disturbing. I think everyone would find it disturbing, but disturbing in a good way, like when you're watching a thriller movie. So yeah, highly recommend. And then we have The Never King and The Dark One by Nikki St. Crow. The third book is also out there, Fish's Darling, and it's actually on the way to my house. So I can't tell you if I like that one, but I'm sure I will love it just like I did these 2 books. This is a Peter Pan retelling with a reverse harem relationship in it, and it's so good. You do really have to like a lot of smut because it's really there. For 2 centuries, all of the darling women have disappeared on their 18th birthday, but sometimes they've gone for only a day, some a week and some a month, but they always return broken. So you follow her story that she gets kidnapped and, well, you have to read it to figure out if she gets broken or not. And then the last book I have to recommend is one of my favorites, and I'm so bummed out that I still don't have the physical copy because I read it on my e-reader, but that is Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin. This one is so incredible. It is over 400 pages, I think, but I read it within a day. I couldn't stop. Wait, I haven't told you what the book is about. Well, Sea of Ruin is about a girl who has a pirate as a father, and she follows his career. And while she is a female pirate, she falls in love with someone, but then some things happen and she gets kidnapped by someone who doesn't like pirates. Or does he? So this book also, there are so many trigger warnings, so please please do check them out, because this book is the darkest. Let's just keep it at that. But it is also one of my favorites. It's just written so well, and I really need to reread it and buy the physical copy. So yeah, those were my 5 dark romance recommendations. I really hope you haven't read them all and you're like, I'm gonna pick one of those up. If you want to know more information about any of these books, you can always just leave a comment and I would be happy to tell you more about them, since they are my favorites. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Doei!